There are 5 Dragonborn surrounding you.
Oh, yeah.
I have a passive perception of 23. That didn't do anything.
You got a 26 and didn't see.
Do they all have different numbers? Yeah, they do.
Since 8th grade, actually. A friend of mine had a birthday party, and there were like 5 of us there, and his dad DM'd the campaign in first edition rules, and it was awesome. And I'm like, alright, well, I have to figure out what this is. And I went back and told my dad about it. He's like, oh, I still have all my stuff from when I played in high school and college, and brought it all out. Been playing ever since. Well, it's a role-playing game, which at its core means that it's a game where the people playing it take on characters that they're playing. And D&D in particular revolves around a bunch of players who are placed in a world by a dungeon master, game master, whatever you really want to call it. Somebody who creates the world, plays the NPCs, does the monsters, and then the whole game is based around exploring that world, going on quests, etc. The core mechanics of it involve die rolls and character sheets and things, but the base of it is just a bunch of people pretending to be other people and exploring a world. You know the temples?
We've been to the temples. Alright.
I'm gonna punch you in the temple.
Another guy that pushed outside. Don't worry, he doesn't have to know dick about what he's talking
Alright,
about.
listen, we're leaving. Take us to the actual place we wanted to go.
You can really kind of do whatever you want, and things can go well, they can go badly. There's no way to save, so if you screw up, you screwed up. But it doesn't have that same aspect that video games have, in that it's got the story orientation, there's the graphics, there's a lot of writing that's gone into a lot of development, and it has a lot, and it's all in your imagination. Some DMs will use things like miniatures, or they'll make terrain, and that's really cool, but the core of the game, like the crux of it still, it's all in your head, you're imagining this place, and it's really neat because of that.
Too from back where I came from, but ever since we went to this shitty place that was all deserty and awful, I've been really tired all the time. I was wondering if that was just a side effect of traveling between worlds or whatever. Yeah, we're from a different plane, deal with it.
Well, starting with the core mechanics, which is the rolling dice, you get with a lot of things where there'll be skill checks, for example. When you're exploring a dungeon, or you're wandering around, you're talking to townspeople, whatever else, you want to do something, and you roll a d20, and you add that, and then that's checked against basically a sort of challenge rating that has to find this information. And if you do well enough, then you can get some amount of information. You do better, you can get even more, that sort of thing. In combat itself, your die rolls are determined whether or not you hit somebody. You attack versus one of their defenses. In 4th edition, there's armor class, there's will, there's reflex, and fortitude, which represent the 4 different types of things. Your armor class is your armor, and you've got your reflex, which is your ability to dodge things. You've got your will, which is your mental strength, and your fortitude is obviously for things like poison or acid or whatever else. And then you'd attack versus that on somebody else, and if you beat it, then you hit them. If you don't, you miss. The more I play, the more people I run into who play it. You really see all sorts of people who play it, and even people who don't play it, who know about it. You'd be very surprised. I've seen people who come from my sort of background with the sort of nerdy, sciencey, whatever else. I've seen people who are full swing the other direction. There are people who love it for the role playing, people who love it for the mechanics, people just everyone I've seen who's tried playing it has loved it. So really, I wouldn't categorize anyone into a particular. Every person I've ever met through D&D or through any sort of tabletop role-playing game like that is always very friendly. People are always open to trying new things. They're always welcoming. At PAX, which is the Penny Arcade Expo I was at a few weekends ago, there's an entire tabletop section. You could just sit down and you're like, oh hey, mind if I join? And they're like, oh, sure. It's great. No one's ever excluded, and you try to keep and bring everyone in, and there's a very group bonding feel to it. Sitting around a table and having an adventure with some people, even if you don't know them before. After that, there's no way you're not friends. It's very interesting. It's a great thing. There's a great community involved. Even people who aren't really into it or into it for whatever reason they are, it's just a lot of fun because you can just hang out with people, relax, not do much. If you're the DM, you'd be doing a lot more. But as playing, it's just sitting around, a bunch of friends essentially having fun.